Hello everyone and welcome to Korea. Today we are around the Yeongam circuit and I qualified third, which is pretty typical because that's the average of where I've qualified this season, behind James Lang. I didn't do any practice for this Grand Prix though, and I usually like Korea. I like the circuit, which most people don't, but I didn't. I was so far off pole and so far off second place as well because I did no practice, which is my own fault, it's nobody else's fault. But I hope for a good result. I'm on the options. I think that all the ones in front of me are on the options, but I know that Godders is not on the options. He is on the primes, so he'll be one to look out for in this race. Of course, R15 got pole. It's a pretty done thing recently. No one else has been able to really challenge him for a while now. But as you can see here, yeah, we've got James to our left, and you've got Ryan in front. And then you've got Jonesy behind me, and Godders, of course, is just out of my view on my left. But here we go. The lights are on. Seems like a lagged start there. There we go, I'm in the slipstream of Jonesy, or J1. Yeah, I'm not going to read all that. I've got no curves left to defend with. As me and Jonesy are going to go side by side. Oops, bit of contact there. Seems like we're both fine with it though, but that was an accident. I'd like to apologise to Jonesy. I don't quite know who he is, but I apologise to him anyway. He was here last race. He caused the first safety car. And that curb flung me off there. Oh, the steering wheel keeps falling off the table. It makes you, because the problem is that it affects your steering. But I'm currently in third place with James in front of me and Jonesy behind. I didn't quite get the start I was hoping for, because I was hoping to be in the slipstream of Hybe and Elstrom going down into the hairpin, but I didn't have the ground on them because of the lag start. As my the wire for the controller is being very annoying. Not wire for the controller, for the microphone. But I did a race here in the Afro League, as you saw, because it's already on my channel. But that's on the PC, and that's very different. I am much faster with the PC than I am on here, despite racing on here for 3 seasons of FormulaXbox, 4 seasons of TGP, you know, countless races. Yeah, on PC I've done like 11 races, and I'm way faster. Hybe is my main, or J Lang, sorry, is my main championship contender. So that curb there, especially on the exit of that corner, really gets you. Seems like I've made a little bit of a gap over Jonesy, as I got Hybe quite a way now up the road, 1.6 seconds.
Remember, we can use DRS when you're within 1 second of the car ahead in the DRS zone.
Oh, Elstrom, just amazing pace, really. Oh, I can switch it down off of Rich now, stop myself running out of fuel. But it looks like Goddard might be behind Jonesy, being held up a bit, so that's positive for my race.
Pace is good. Pace is good.
Nicely taken through there. As I'm currently exactly where I qualified. It's on the exit of this second, of this right-hander here. I will be pitting according to my pit strategy. I know I usually undercut it, but it's already an undercut at lap 5, so switching almost identical lap time to what I did before, which lost me time to IB in front, which I should expect. I usually use half and half on both these two straights here. I've been using it since, well, I can remember on this track, so it's just what I've gotten used to. See Hybe in the distance. Well, Armstrong is just going around that corner at the top there, according to the mini-map. Have had many exciting races around Korea, especially season 1, where I got hit off at that massive that hairpin on the first lap, and I went through the pack and managed to win the race. No, I didn't manage to win the race, I got second even, sorry. But my pace was just amazing. I mean, it was kind of like the Armstrong's pace today. Of course, it was much slower, because the league wasn't as competitive as it is now. And me talking is lets James get half a second down me there. Get to the next lap, I'll pit.
The pit crew are ready for you at the end of
2.7 seconds now. How did I just set that on? 5 lap old.
We need to do better than a low 1 minute 41 to start catching the car ahead. Keep pushing.
Yeah, I think I need a 141 dead or one high 140s to start catching him, which is not going to happen in these tyres. Of course I will try. Also, there's a massive thing there behind me. Oh, wide. That section of track that I just went through is beautiful to do on PC, because my pedals actually work properly, so I'm able to modulate the throttle. Of course, I have no traction control on there. On here I have traction control. I just have to, otherwise, if my pedals don't work properly, it means that it's impossible to drive. And I'm just not saying that because I'm a noob or anything like that. Made some time over Hybe there.
Try and close the gap to the car ahead. It's currently 2 seconds.
A bit of a rally entry to the pit stops, but Hybe is in. I'm hoping that someone will be within distance to hold him up a bit. They're not. Now I'm in. And I, of course, am not out in front of him because my crew isn't 2 seconds faster than his, as much as I'd like it to be.
Be careful not to drive over the white line when coming out of the pit.
That was elusive Kev, who I nearly made contact with there.
We believe the car ahead is running standard revs. Standard revs.
Oh, wide. They're both back fast. Classic. Problem is I am really stuck in this traffic here and I don't know where Hybe is in this traffic. I'm not really attacking Cell Lane that much, so I don't want to ram him off the road.
Okay, times are looking good. You're matching race pace.
Here he goes then. A very exciting battle there.
We might need to think about moving to fuel mix mode 2 in the next few laps.
Luckily they didn't run into the back of Jurassic Devil there. I really did think that was an opportunity. Whoa! That was unexpected. He spun out right in front of me and I hit his car. Now I've got Stockman in front of me, so yeah, Hybe's gotten away. He managed to escape the battles which I've had to endure. That was really surprising. So now I have Stockman in front of me, who's also on very worn tyres. We're going to have to be extremely good on these primes if I want to beat Hybe on them. They're the same life in them. Really wish my steering would stop moving around. As I need to catch and pass Stockmat as soon as possible. I won't get the DRS here. Unfortunately, he's still too far ahead. Yeah, Hybe must be what, 7 seconds down the road. It's going to be really difficult for me to do anything about him, as it looks like Stockmat's gone wide. Lost connection to Kells.
Okay, it looks like the car ahead is trying to create a gap. He's running full revs, maximum power.
Yep, so Stockman's apparently running full power as he's going very weird lines through there. I had to kind of fluff that one up by choosing the wrong way. Not his fault.
The gap to the car in front is less than a second.
Right.
Let's try and get
Back up into third then. It looks like Goddard is going to be my main threat today. Not something I really wanted to hear. But currently in a strong position. Kept all that battling with those people. It's cost us a lot of time to James. What's the gap to him now? Yeah, it's 8.2 seconds, so he's out of the table. But Goddard on the super softs is the guy who I need to watch out for, as with all that battling I have pretty badly worn my tyres, and of course he is on the faster tyre, so I could not be looking at a podium today unless some kind of miracle defending from me happens. Let's see what the gap is now. So it was 4 seconds. .7. At that rate, he'll be past me next lap. Right, let's get my steering wheel down. Shift up as well. Chassis Devil retires, not crashed, so no chance of a safety car. I could do a safety car. There's Goddard's, and I can't see James, so he is my only person on the road. The thing I'm most worried about is him getting past in that DRS zone, because there's not much I can do about that. If it was through this section of track or something, I could properly defend. Yeah, under a second now. Be interesting. I don't think I'm going to be able to hold on to this. And I finally make an improvement on the fastest lap. Here we go, side by side then. Me and Goddard. Still haven't kept the position. Unfortunately, the curb flung me off the track. And that's the end of that. Ooh. Not sure about that driving there. There's, yeah. God, this is off. Some great racing though while it lasted. Although he's gone wide there. Don't think it's going to give me a look though. Well, I have got DRS. Should bring me closer. Tend to just jump over that curb in the middle there. But it's definitely not going to be enough for me to do anything about Goddard. Not unless his tyres drop off the cliff. It's my only hope now getting a podium, because I doubt that James or Irish are going to make a mistake. So my pace to be incredibly consistent, but not where I want it to be. I want it to be consistently beating other people, not being behind, and I've got no DRS this lap, so it looks like it is finally over for my podium chances, and it looks like I'm going to have to resolve a 4th place. Which of course isn't bad. Many people in this league dream of a 4th place. But it's not good enough for me. Because I'm aiming for podiums. And my main rival, Hy-B or James, is my closest. But I think he's 20 or 30 points behind. And yeah, he's going to score more points for me today. Canary's retiring from the racing. And Goddard is well and truly off now. Those super softs don't drop off the cliff, as I could tell from my first stint. They get kind of full of understeer. They don't suddenly lose speed. Anyway, I forgot to say this earlier in the video, but if you're enjoying this, please leave a like and a comment. I really appreciate it. Subscribe if you haven't already. Of course, if you're not a subscriber and you've watched up to this point, I'm very impressed. And please, because I'm very grateful for everybody who watches my videos. But it looks like today we're not going to be on that podium. We're not going to lift a trophy. Instead, we've got 12 points to our name. It's only 3 points less than my usual one. But I like seeing my name in the top 3 on the website. Sorry, I got a bad cough. Okay, I think I've got it under control now. Very warm. So last lap then. I would have thought I'd do better around here, especially as, well, I'm just usually rather fast this track, but I hope to put into proper practice for the Japanese Grand Prix next week, because that is one of the tracks where on F1 2012 I was really good. But well done to Arstrem, only yet another victory. The championship is getting ever closer. I feel I could have had a podium today if it wasn't for all that traffic. because I would have been with James. It would have been interesting to see. But I come across the line now for a 4th place finish. Quite pleased with that. At least there wasn't any stupid driving involved, only stupid driving from me. But yeah, if you look at the lap times there, yeah, my lap time was really not very good, was it? 41.2. Goddard looks like he's taken the fastest lap of the race. So it's Arlström on top, Hybe or James in 2nd, Goddard's 4th, Goddard's 3rd, me 4th, Hamilton fan 5th, Jonesy, the guy I was battling with on the first lap, in 6th, Soleil, the guy who I was battling after I pitted in 7th, Stopmat, I was battling with, well I wasn't really battling with, I was following just before he pitted on lap 8 I think. And then you have Kev, Midget, and then you have Canaries and Jurassic Devil not finishing the race.
Really well done. That's 12 points.
Yep, 12 points. And Goddard was within 7 seconds of James. James actually was only 11 seconds off Arlström, which is impressive actually. Arlström is incredibly dominant, it seems. He looks like he's going to win 2 titles, which will be 1 more than me. So that's a bit... I didn't want to see that happen. I wanted to see loads of single champions before we started getting double champions, but that's fine. Yo, it's what he's done. But so Arlström wins in Korea, and so this has been it for me then from this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Remember to leave a like and comment if you haven't already. But this has been Alex Stop, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.